Hey Aries, welcome to your March 1st through the 15th general tarot reading. Got your Celtic cross here laid out in front of me, and we'll just take things one card at a time until we start to get a message that comes through in a clear way. If there's something about the reading that resonates with you, check out my Schedulisty link, which is below the video. It's really easy to just sign up for the software, and then you can schedule an appointment at any time that works for you. So, yeah, hoping to fill that appointment calendar. Keep in mind that readings are still free. Just trying to build my experience as a practitioner before I feel comfortable charging people. So, let's jump into things from March 1st through the 15th. At the heart of the situation, we have the Two of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse. Okay, so Two of Cups. A lot of people talk about the Two of Cups being like a minor version of the Lover's card. I think the biggest thing that I'm getting is that, the card's union. So when you get a reverse, it just means that there's been some, at the heart of the situation, there's some rupture, or there's some conflict in some major important union in your life. So it could be a lover, it could be a significant other, it could be a profession, it could be a number of things. It's more likely that it's a relationship, because crossing you is the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups there, you see a man and a woman and a couple children are dancing, and then we get this rainbow of cups. It's very much joy. It's very much like a stable joy, right? So it really is that card of think about the rainbow on there, which is, the rainbow is like this free, beautiful gift from nature. And it's that kind of happiness when things open up in your life, things open up in your situation, and you truly do get to experience happiness. So crossing the Two of Cups feels like a pretty straightforward, things have been pretty good, and something's going on that's causing some conflict between you and what I'm getting is significant other. Doesn't necessarily mean that a relationship is ending. And I'm not necessarily getting that a relationship is ending. It's more just, you're here because of that, whatever that conflict is. What is interesting is the basis of the situation is the Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups is a really interesting card. So we've got these 8 cups stacked here, and a gentleman has turned his back on these cups, and he's walking up this mountain passage toward a higher ground as the water runs by him. And something of like, there's a certain sadness to the card because the moon is eclipsing the sun there. So with those 8 of Cups, those 8 stacked cups, there's so much stability there, but despite that stability, and we get that there's so much stability at the heart of the situation too, but despite that stability, this seeker is still turning and heading toward higher ground. So, it doesn't necessarily feel like a sad thing for me, and this could be what's causing the conflict is just this deep need within you for something more, for whatever that means for you. And it really feels less like a job, less like a relationship with yourself, and more like a significant other in your life that It doesn't mean you're walking away from the relationship, but it does mean that you're seeking something more. In your recent past, so this is, in your recent past is like you've come through this situation. It's no longer affecting the current situation. In the recent past, we have the Six of Pentacles, and it is in reverse. So Six of Pentacles shows this wealthily dressed, at least, merchant with the two beggars here, and if you take a look, he's not giving someone like this guy too much. He's giving just enough of what the guy needs and nothing more. His scales are balanced, and what's really important in that card is that relationship. So it feels like there's been this, there's been this shockwave in your relationship, and it looks like you've come from a recent period, a lot of you have, like Aries, where there's this uneven giving. So it's this relationship with this significant other person is you're giving a lot of yourself and not getting a lot in return. Or maybe it's that the other person is giving just enough to keep you coming back, but you want more, and that's where that Eight of Cups comes in. That's where that seeking for something better, seeking for something more. In the potential outcome, so that just means that things are generally trending toward the potential outcome. But it's not the outcome card. It's like, things could go this way. Is the Star in reverse. So Star in reverse is when you've got that star upright, it's like having this deep, hopeful sense of knowing that word hope is important in yourself and what you're doing. So when we get the star reversed in that potential outcome, it's like it's almost like losing faith in yourself and losing faith that you're doing things the right way. So things could head in that direction, and I will take a look at everything else we're seeing from the cards and different directions that they could head. But that's what the potential outcome card is. In your new future, this is where things get kind of interesting. So heart of the situation, we've got this Two of Cups in reverse, and Two of Cups, tends to be, like I said, the minor version of this card, the Lovers. So in the near future, we've got the Lovers card. Now this is that big, beautiful, divine union. You've got this universal force with the angel there in the background, blessing this union. And yeah, this is one of the the most powerful experiences we can have in our life. So this is in your new future. And it doesn't feel like, it doesn't necessarily feel, Aries, like you are finding a new lover. It feels like here's this immature, like not this less mature love, less mature relationship. Here's this union that worked. There's been some disruption, and for every time a relationship changes or a situation changes, there's going to be that shockwave. There's going to be that imbalance. But it's almost like there's this this reverse disruption, and then this journey towards something a little bit better. Like, yeah, there's some stability there, but you want more. And with this in the near future position, it feels like you're you and your significant other are going to grow, are moving towards something where you're going to be growing, where you're going to be transitioning into a new, more powerful, more mature love. For some of you, for some of you, it could be leaving an immature relationship that isn't working and finding that new love. But but for a lot of you, with that 10 of Cups in the heart of the situation, which conveys so much stability, it feels like there's enough there. Feels like there's enough there to work you through this period of dis-ease and move to that next level. And that's really exciting. Any good lifelong relationship is gonna, it moves through those periods of imbalance and conflict toward something higher, right? That's how the thing goes. Is there's like a disruption, and then it goes, and then things grow and mature. So let's move up the pillar. So we've got the cross down. Let's move up the pillar there. So we're looking at the Self card. So you, Self Aries, is the 5 of Swords in reverse. The simple, and like, this is the card that comes up when there's been a defeat. You can see the sneer on this guy's face, and 2 people walking away in defeat with their swords fallen. So for a lot of you, Aries, we could for a lot of you, because things are fitting nicely here, for a lot of you, this could just be a major fight. Like, a major fight that now you've walked away from, and you're here looking for answers. And I think the cards, Aries, really suggest growth, really suggests this newfound maturity in your current relationship that you had this fight in, and not necessarily a new relationship. In the environment, I've got this 10 of Pentacles. And this is personally one of my favorite cards because there's so much going on. So this really is, we've got this gateway entering into, so this is kind of, the foreground is kind of the outside of the city, and then the gateway is heading toward the city, heading toward the tower, heading toward security. On the outside sits this really almost, that archetypal, like the old wise man that's there to guide you, and he's wearing this strange clothing, and the 3 people in the card don't really notice him, but the dogs do. The dogs notice him in that way that animals always instinctually are able to see something going on. Sorry, that's too much card explanation, but I really like this card. But what's pictured that's important is this passageway, this, you're at one of these times where things have opened up, and you can go in a couple of, and this is in your environment position, so things have opened up in such a way where we can go in a couple of different situations. A couple of different directions. So it might be a kid involved with whatever this disagreement is. But I think it's interesting for some of you, Aries, that the woman is so, and this is one of those images you can pull up, so 10 of Pentacles, and meditate on, but the woman is so focused on the man in the image, and he's staring straight ahead. He's not noticing her. And because she's so focused on the man, she's failing to see this old, wise, hermit guide-looking fellow that's sitting on the outside of the city wall. So how does all that fit into your reading? What I'm getting is just that like the cards are trending toward this transformation in your relationship, where things move to a more mature level that works out a lot better. And it's one of those moments where tarot really gives you some interesting guidance, because it's saying that for a lot of you Aries, and this could be girls or guys, you're really stuck on your significant other, and you're locked on trying to find where their affection has gone, or you're locked into trying to understand them and what's going on. And in this transitional phase, the cards asking you or telling you that, you know, there's this guide there, and a guide's come in all kinds of forms. It could be your own intuition, it could be a person in your life. So, I mean, really the takeaway is to step away from like your hyper vigilant focus on your SO, and in this period of transition, be more open to the messages that you are receiving. Hopes and fears, we've got the Page of Swords in reverse. Again, with the court cards, it could be a person, and it could just be some aspect of yourself. The Page of Swords is really in the reverse position, it's kind of like that childish, petty paranoia, like taking things more personally than you should. So that could just help to characterize how you or your SO is acting in this situation, or it could be, you know, it could characterize one of the people in the relationship. But that's that personality, that's that feeling that card evokes. So it feels more like it's the way someone is acting in the situation than it does like another person. So the outcome, and I think this pairs well with your near future and makes this overall a general reading, a good reading in general. Your outcome card is the Sun. We love seeing the Sun. It's, you know, it's not as simple as joy. It's more renewal. We've got this naked baby on a horse, a white horse, that innocence, that fresh, that newness, with the big flag, and the sun warming his back from behind. So it's more like the sun is really like that burst of energy that comes from like moving into this new period, and this renewed period. So there's so much warmth there, and it's like it's like a reflection of that warmth that's in that Lover's card. So with that potential, you know, your potential outcome is that Star in reverse, that kind of losing hope. So the cards for you Aries really suggest just you're at this period of transition, either in your relationship or in your life. There's been this disruption to a relationship, maybe it's ended. Either way, the stability has been affected, and something's going on with, there's been some major fight or disagreement. Overall, if you trust in yourself and you trust in this calling that's calling you to seek something more, some kind of higher ground, and you know, stay away from being petty and trying to score points, then the cards suggest there's this incredible new connection, and again, by new I mean it could be new for you and your SO, or it could be a new person, but there's this incredible new connection and fresh, like that fresh new energy that breaks through all the stagnant crap. So really exciting cards for you for March 1st through 15th. Yeah, it's good checking with you Aries, and we'll see you again March 15th, 16th. Thanks.